Hey guys, it's Paul Jang. I got a course in the description below. If you're interested in land investing, but this video is really how much money do you need to get going with your land investing business. I'll talk about it for different types of people. If you are already like kind of gung ho, like uh, you're ready to go, having a couple tens of thousands of dollars will accelerate everything that you do. And I would put most of that money into lead generation sources, specifically direct mail, and spend close between $1,000 to $5,000 a month, and then expect a couple deals every month from that. That would generate between $10,000 to $30,000 of profit. So, and then do JV partners with that. So like when you bring in, let's say you spend, the way I think of it is roughly it takes 2,000 to 3,000 mailers to get one deal. So let's say there's a $10,000 deal out there, right? For 2,000 mailer pieces, it's going to cost you $1,000, right? So let's say you put in $1,000, but you have potential profit of 10,000. If you JV partner with someone to, fork over the money to get the property, right? You split that profit half, 5,000 for that the person that funded it, 5,000 for you, you're up $4,000. And, when you're doing a couple $1,000s of mailers, so let's say $1,000 for every deal, roughly, it'll be a little bit more than that, but let's say you do $3,000, you're expecting, around 3 deals. Let's say each of those deals would profit $10,000. You basically increase your chances that you'll hit on something. And when you start stacking this, like every month, 3 deals, 3 deals, 3 deals, 3 deals, and so on, you could scale a lot bigger if you have that kind of money. But you have to be able to last, right? So, if you're spending somewhere between $1,000 to $3,000 every month, you're gonna have to eat and feed, like you're gonna have to take care of your own stuff while your business, gets going, and you're able to generate profits. So that's what I would do if I had like cash, do extension contracts, things like that, JV partnerships. That's the stage that I'm at. If I don't know, okay, so that's the person that has the money, that has the confidence, I'd say has like more of an entrepreneurial mindset, like you are gonna succeed, you will do well because there is money here. I'd say in terms of this business, like in every business, there's, it's easy to make money. It's easy to make money. It's easy to make money. There's a lot of money involved, and it's how quickly you could get that money. So in the land investing world, I would say it is pretty easy to make the money. Like there's a lot of things you can do and set it up so that you don't have to toil. Like I don't spend that much money. I don't spend that much time in the land investing business. In terms of money, I'd say the money is there, right? Like you could be working on bigger lots for bigger cuts, or do owner financing and get passive income. I would say it's the length of time, the turnover time that you have to be concerned with, right? Like you have to be able to pay your own expenses and get this business going. But you could, get into the 6 figures if, you're able to do this, right? Like pay for your own expenses and have that money set aside to generate those funds. Now, if you are not that person and you are just like getting started, you need proof of concepts. You trust what I'm saying, but it seems kind of out there. Like I started off with 1,000 mailers, and that's like roughly like 500, 550 bucks. Bought these $100 lots in New Mexico, and then bought five of those, because the really cheap stuff, like people are ready to just get rid of it. So if you just mail it to them, like they're ready to give it and just kind of be done with it. Usually desert lots in New Mexico, Nevada, Arizona, some of these states, you could pick them up very cheaply and then resell it for $500 to $1,500. I did that as like proof of concept, did self closings, bought them, by myself, resold it without an attorney, kind of figured it all out, and then kind of worked my way into bigger lots as, I felt more confident about things, understood the process more. But that is a more long-winded process. I would say so when you're doing that, you're talking about like $1,000 to really get started in the land investing world, but not getting to a point where you're really generating funds or the type of money that would change your life, right? Like that's it's like pocket change money or like proof of concept money. And what I found, what I did from there was I scaled up to the $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 lots that I could flip for double or triple that amount of money. So if I picked up for a property for $3,000, I'm looking to sell it for $10,000, right? About 3 times amount. And some of those would be cash sales that I would sell it for $8,000 and make a quick $5,000, or do some kind of owner financing plan where they put $1,000, $2,000 down, and then I took $100 payments until the property was paid off. At like I charged 4%. Like it was a mistake. Like I should have charged a lot higher interest rate, but that was me. I didn't know more, but like I'd say like minimum, like you should be charging minimum 8% from now on in owner financing, just because the mortgage rates are now at 6%. Like there's no reason why you should be going anything under 8%. So those are some of my thoughts in terms of funding. Well, if you're going to do that, then you might spend the same amount of mailers. Let's say 1,000 here and there. So let's say $500 a month for your mailers. Well, then that's just going to take longer. You're going to need those extra funds, those $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 to pick up these lots, or find some kind of partner to do it with you. Usually someone that's kind of starting, or kind of like a mom or some other like friend figure that has $5,000, $10,000 that they're willing to work with you and get into this business with if you don't have those funds ready on hand. But that kind of model would be somewhere between you would need around $5,000, $10,000 to do that kind of type of business. So those are the 3 ranges. You start at the $1,000 range to work with small lots, maybe do proof of concept. Then you graduate, you have like $5,000 to $10,000 to pick up a couple of lots that are a little bit bigger, right? You're still self-closing on it. It's not worth using a title company yet. And then when you graduate, you're, looking at properties that, you could pick up for 5, 10, 15, 20,000 and double, triple that, right? Like, so you're working on bigger lots. And the really big players do land development. So like, they'll pick up, 50 acres, 100, 150, 200 acres, subdivide them break them up into smaller chunks of 10 acres each or 5 acres each, because, it gets more expensive the less acreage it is per acre. And then, put utilities in it, give better road access, fence it up. These are all the things that you do with land development that you could generate just a lot more funds than you could if you were just going to buy and sell. Basically my business model. My business model, I don't do any kind of land development. I just buy it and then resell it. And it's basically a lead gen type of business model. Once you get into land development, you're now in, getting towards construction, using machinery, hiring employees, or hiring freelancers to do that construction work for you as subcontractors. Different business model, but there's different ways to make money in the land investing world. I gave you, a couple of those price ranges. If you have some money into the tens of thousands, and then if you have money between 5 and 10,000, and then if you have like under $1,000, where you'll get started and some of the money projections. So those are just some of my thoughts. Check out the description below if you want to get the course. It's really just the essentials, and subscribe and like the channel if this floats your boat. Otherwise, have a good one. Take care.